Hi everyone, this is John from 3D6 Down the Line. We wanted to let you know that we experienced a series of technical difficulties during the recording of this session. So unfortunately, you're going to notice that there are a few awkward cuts and there are some spans of time where David's camera actually disappears. After about an hour and a half of play, the issues became completely insurmountable and we had to stop playing. Thankfully, we actually recognized this at the time. So as a result, there is no gameplay that was actually left unrecorded, which is a good thing. So you're going to notice that the episode actually fades out in the middle of a conversation, and we were unable to say our normal goodbyes or record our Delve Detox afterwards, which is unfortunate. So normally we would thank our Conqueror tier patrons at the end of the session. So I'm going to do that right here and now. So thank you so much to G Tokyo Time, Matt Koenig, Chip Schultz, Terry Barner, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal, James Doig, Robert Valdes, Eric Lawson, Grunt, Andrew Schroker, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Underwires, Matt Young, Summon Toast, Adam the DM, Jib Cutter, Scott Earsley, Mac Jack, Kick Maniac, and Dire Grew. Thank you as always for your continued support, and to our Delver tier patrons as well. So apologies for the hiccups. We hope you enjoy this slightly abbreviated session, and on with the delve. Hey everyone, welcome to 3D6 Down the Line. It is episode 57 of the Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon Crawl by Richard Barton, using the old school essential system by Gavin Norman, otherwise known as Necrotic Gnome. My name is John. I am the referee for the evening, and going around the horn, we have a full house once again.
Hi, I'm Mike. This evening I will be playing Brother Lothar, the Cleric of Odin.
I'm David, and I'll be playing Holden, the level 1 mage.
For how long?
For how long?
We got a little while, at least 10, 15 minutes.
Look, as the dedicated bone grinder of the group, you're welcome, Mike.
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt. I play Avaricios of Epirenus, the left-handed Lysion, and level 6 Cleric.
Rub it in, why don't you?
Yeah,
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted. Tonight I'll be playing... What? I'll be playing Titus Valerius, the level 1 half-elf who has done zilch, nothing. He has no treasure, no loot, no nothing, no experience. He is the most unexperienced character we have, I think.
No,
that is the group.
We're brothers in that regard.
Oh, well, no, you and Lothar have done more than one episode, right?
I only did one episode, I think.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
All right. Well, then we are brothers, Holden.
I tell you what, when these other teams get back, if we ever join up with them, they're going to be very disappointed in the crew that Avaricios has pulled together.
Big fancy cleric. What the hell is this?
Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with the B team. It is the 3rd of Gelenios. For the B team's timeline, they are actually at 3 p.m. They are the furthest ahead of the 3 teams, technically. They are currently in the debouchement, in the main chamber of Thoth, directly below where the stairs of the pyramid debouch into the dungeon proper. Currently firmly controlled by the goblin faction of King Weskeenum. This group up on this level is under the nominal control of a lowly goblin sergeant named Bottleneck. They have just recently made a deal with Bottleneck to hire on 20 goblins to act as both backup military and as strong backs to hopefully carry the legendary vault stash out of the gladiatorial school to the west. All eyes are focused on getting that treasure and exacting revenge upon the retainer that betrayed them, Codswallop, whose whereabouts are unknown right now. So to refresh, you guys have given them, in return for the 20 goblins, 500 gold. You've given them as collateral Samantha the Red, who's agreed to stay here. And you have made promises in the future of being able to bring them at least around like 3 wagons or so loaded with weapons and goods and other things that the goblins need for survival down here in the dungeon, is what you've promised them. Yeah, Ted.
The 500 gold you speak of, we already paid that?
Yes.
Like they have it?
Yeah.
So that came out of our stash?
Yeah, the stash that we moved from the Broken Head.
Okay, I'm going to record that.
Now, I think there might be some confusion both amongst the group sometimes because we usually, and probably the audience as well, we sort of we use the term stash interchangeably, but there are two different sorts of large hoards that we're talking about here. There's what I've been referring to as the stash is what has been recently taken by hand from the Broken Head, brought here to the debouchement, and hidden. And with an excellent idea, I can't remember whose idea it was, but to hide it in the secret chamber within the small pyramid that took you to Plunger Town. That is as secure as anything can possibly be. So that is the stash, and then what I've been calling the vault is the massive amount of unclaimed treasure that lies in the gladiatorial school. So the stash is now just not too far away; it's just down the hall to the southwest. And first thing that we want to show everybody is Ted's wonderful mapping has paid off, because take a look at that newly joined map.
Wow.
So to the south there.
Oh my God, what just happened?
What did you just do?
What?
Talk about swelling effect.
Who did that? Control Z.
Control Z, please.
Whoever did it, Control Z.
It was Mike.
It was
Mike. We have a culprit.
Anyway,
He looked so guilty right from the start.
so the B team was the southern portion of that map, and that got joined up with the a long time ago, the previous work on the top half there. So the Halls of Thoth are looking good. It did join up, and that's where we're going to pick up right now. So as the B team, we have Lothar, Holden, Titus, and Avaricios are making their deal with the goblins.
Okay.
Actually, you made your deal with the goblins, and then you walked to the pyramid, right? You teleported inside the pyramid using the special plunger sequence, and you walked out of that one-way secret door that that exited out into the room where the green mist was, right? When you were exiting out of the room to the east, you hear the magic mouths go off. Right. And hearing that, you see the doors open up. And walking through, you can't believe your eyes. Out of breath. I think the first person through that door was Darius, who almost literally like just sort of pops into existence, because I think his invisibility cloak actually expired right when you escaped. Followed quickly by the rest of the B team, and then a whole horde of starving, bedraggled goblins also stumble through there, and everyone is sort of looking blindly around with smiles slowly spreading over their faces as they also hear the magic mouths, as we remember from the last session. And then they turn to their left and they see the actually I should say that was the A team exiting the door, and they see B team to the left, and you guys meet up. You see yourselves. It's like Back to the Future.
Amazing.
So there's got to be one of those like running through the meadow moments with Avaricios and y'all reuniting, right?
Absolutely,
like those guys are tight, and it's been he was really worried. They were worried about each other. What can I say?
Like he crushes you in his arms, Avaricios, and he's like, "You can't do that to my friend. I still owe you one."
I had faith in you, my friend. I knew you would be. Oh, what am I saying? I was sure you were dead. I'm so glad you're here.
Nice.
Mark is going to be standing around going, "Yes, look, my friends, I have brought you here. The goblins are free. Here they are," making a big hoopla and show of the saving of the goblins and what a fine goblin he is, and why don't you all just give me all your money now, kind of thing.
Right. Sure. And towering over everybody, probably by quite a great deal, is the one and only Upior, who is massive. And let's see, we are dealing with A team, so that actually Yost is there too, right? So
no, Yost is C team.
Yost is C team, right? Yeah, I'm getting confused now. Yeah. So in this group right now, we have Lothar, Holden, Titus, Avaricios, Darius, Upior, Mort, Njal, Misophase. No, not Misophase. Sorry, that's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the eight.
Yeah.
8 of us plus 20 or whatever. How many goblins were down in there in the
right
in the pit?
Okay, so there's this huge commotion and big reunion, and you guys are happy to see each other, and you make your way back to the debouchement. Bottleneck is in the middle of selecting the 20 goblins that are going to go with him, and kind of giving them orders and supplying them, arming them, that sort of thing, and getting ready. They know that you guys have a plan to basically wait for a little while. They are stunned when you walk back in with even more of you. Bottleneck recognizes, of course, Avaricios, I believe, would be the only one that he actually recognizes from before. But
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Avaricios was already there.
oh yeah, sorry,
Right. But
Mort,
Njal,
probably.
Njal and Mort, yeah.
Yeah.
he might recognize Mort. I can't remember if that was a Squeegee or Mort that.
He recognized him, yeah. Anyways, so
Yeah, okay.
but they are even more happy to see the goblins come back. In fact, Bottleneck, he kind of peers through and he's like looking at them and he says, "Is that you, Harab? Larakim?" And they're like, "Bottleneck," and they kind of stumble forward, and you can, at this point, you kind of really see the difference in how healthy the normal goblins are versus these ones that you kind of brought out of the dungeon. And they exclaim, they're like, "How was it? How was the mission? Did you find?" And they're like, no, we didn't. No, it was horrible. The whole thing went south." And they kind of hustle them off and, make sure that they're all good to go and everything like that. And Bottleneck is beside himself. He can't believe that they were brought back, and not only brought back, but brought back by the AV Club, which is the one adventuring party that is moving around the halls of Arden Vul right now, that they actually have faith, that they actually like. So this further seals the deal. So they are like, he's really like, oh, this is going to go so far with the king. Yeah, David.
Just before, I can't recall their shaman's name.
Larakim.
I wasn't here last session, but Upyar, before they like disappear into nothing, we just sort of like wink and a nudge as a reminder of the discussion they had about trading spells.
Yes, yeah, she will definitely honor.
I just want to do a little bookmark, and it may not be relevant right now, but I want to put a sort of
absolutely
a pin in that for him.
I will make a note myself. Spell exchange.
And some of us are carrying the B team, or sorry, A team people are carrying some loot and things. Can we go ahead and stick that in the stash down here in the pyramid?
If you like.
Because I'd like to get it off my character sheets. So
the cool thing is that conjoining was pretty obvious. For the audience out there, and the divergence in time was actually not that much, only about a half hour. So it was all basically perfect. What's even more is C team up on top is also about that time frame away as well. So after you have taken the time to redeposit some treasure into the stash in the pyramid, join up with the goblins and do a happy dance and all that kind of stuff. The guards that are in the north part of the debouchement call out an alarm, and they are, as you see, and they, although not an alarm, but just sort of making note that someone is coming down. Basically, anyone who comes down the steps is probably been permitted, since it's so heavily fortified up on top. And lo and behold, look who comes down the steps, but the C team.
Hey, we live, motherfuckers. We live. You didn't think it would happen, but there were some barrels thrown.
Yeah. So Misophase, Yost, Elizabeth, and Breggy all make their way down. The only one that the rest of the group would immediately note is not present would be Rin 2. So there is some commiseration over lost Rin, but everyone's happy to welcome back Misophase. To welcome Misophase to the group. Yeah, so the AV Club is back together, and there's a whole shitload of you,
and huge,
a whole bunch. So there's a little bit of bookkeeping. So permit me, if you will. This is what we're going to do going forward until things change up. Maybe is we're going to introduce the notion of what's called character stabling. This is not a foreign concept in the OSR or gameplay in general, but this is our own take on it. This is what we're going to be doing. So when we did the party split, some of the retainers actually became PCs for convenience's sake. Those retainers now revert to being retainers once again. So that means Njal, Elizabeth, and Yost all revert to the same status that Samantha is. So you have your 4 retainers. They go back to the people that they were originally contracted by. However, that means Samantha is free because Samantha was Onward's retainer. So Samantha needs to be attached to somebody. David, that's fine if you want one of your characters to do it. It doesn't have to be Holden. It can be anybody.
Sure.
Yeah, Mike?
I don't know what level is Sam, because I don't know that any of us are high enough level for her.
She's
I believe
level
she's
1.
1. Yeah.
She's level 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, she never got to do anything.
I think she's 2. I think she's 2 actually, but let me check.
So
regardless, you have to be at least 1 level higher than your retainer. So first level character can't have.
Yeah, none of mine could have her. Yeah, true.
yeah. Okay.
So it's got to be one of the OGs.
So it doesn't have to be figured out now, but I'm just going to give you the quick rundown of what's going on. So because of the goblin's favor towards you right now and the overall security of the debouchement, the debouchement is going to count as a safe haven for specific purposes, for the purposes of leveling up after resting, for resting itself without needing to set watches, and switching out party members. This is the new element of the character stable now, is that if you can return to a safe haven, which includes this debouchement, and the actual characters are physically present there, you can switch out your you can switch out your party makeup with different PCs. Okay, but going forward, the party is no longer split, so it can only be 4 PCs at a time with as many retainers as your charisma allows. Basically, we're going back to the original way that we played. You just have a larger pool of PCs to pick from, but you could only switch out whenever you come back to the safe haven where the characters are that can be switched out, right?
Right, like tagging and wrestling kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What it doesn't do, what the debouchement does not count for, is converting treasure to XP. All right, and that's a really big setback. That needs to be tied to a haven that is tied somehow to a civilization that has with a working economy, right? Because the rules as intended is basically that you're getting the experience because you're divesting yourself of riches in one way, shape, or form that they can be found to have value, right? Like you can't just like touch home base and say like I get XP for this. So that means the Broken Head still counts. That means Gosterwick still counts, and there are potential places within Arden Vul where that will probably count as well, which you've probably heard rumors of already. So what is your plan right now? Do you want to rest? Is that the deal?
Mike?
Yes. We're all going to go to bed as quickly as possible, John, so that we can assemble a crack team of walloping PCs.
Codswallopers.
The
Codswallopers.
Cool. All right. So Bottleneck, they don't have much in the way of comforts here, so you're gonna have to lay out your bedrolls. You will have to provide your own rations. So everyone, please mark off a ration off of every single character, please.
We don't have that. We were all starving. Not long
Some
ago.
of the new level 1 guys had some.
I have 6 rations on mine.
That's a good point. Let me just
Lothar
check.
has 4. Brother Lothar has 4.
4 on the other, so I'll knock down on OPR and Miss Phase. And
Titus
Holden has
has
7. So,
We're fine. We're fine.
does anyone need a ration? I can give them one from any of them.
All of my guys need rations.
Okay,
They're
I have
all down there and they're all hungry.
Yeah,
Okay,
Morton,
Holden
you
has
both
6.
need rations.
So how many do you need?
I
I
need 3.
need 2.
Okay, so I'll give 3 of Holden's to Matt, and I'll give 2 of my Sophés to Ted. So that leaves me with 3 on my Sophés, 3 on Upior, and 3 on Holden.
Okay. Thanks, David. So everyone
I just met you, you fucking scrubs. Am I giving you food already?
Okay. So everything's marked off with rations?
I just marked mine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I marked the one that Titus had off.
Okay, cool. So you pull out your bedrolls. It's a little bit stinky. It's basically like it's rudimentary, but it is a party, right? You guys are very happy to kind of see each other. This is the first time that the AV Club has grown exponentially, right? There's a lot of people. You kind of raise a toast to those who have fallen not too far away from where you are right now, and your new friends, the Goblins, who are very, very excited. And they're basically assuming that you guys are all here because your whole mission was to rescue these goblins in order to show favor to King West Kingdom. So it's fairly obvious to them Like this is the way they're seeing it. Is is that the whole goal was to get these goblins out of the trouble and in order to curry favor with the king. So obviously you're going to go down to go see the king. So it's like a big party. They're very psyched.
As soon as Mort figures out that's how they're thinking, he will roll with that for sure.
Probably a smart move. Okay.
Yeah.
So you marked off your rations. Okay. And you fall asleep and you don't have to set watch. You actually have, and you're all exhausted. Not as comfy as a broken head, but you get through the night without. You get through 8 hours, I guess, because you've got things that you want to do. And
we get some hit points back.
Yes. So here, first of all, everyone gains 1 hit point if you were down a hit point. Okay. And by the way, the audience out there, I'm just leaving the B team monikers up on the screen until we figure out what their final makeup is going to be, and then we'll pause real quick while I do a little overlay massaging. Okay. So everyone gains a hit point. Level ups. The spotlight turns to Mike because Mike has 2 characters that level up. No one else does. So first of all, Darius is the most in need of leveling up because Darius has so much experience from his times down there in the Beastmen areas that he has way more experience to even be above level 4. But we have to pull him back because he's only at level 2 right now. So he is 1 XP shy of being level 4, and he has to play this entire session at level 3 because you've got to enjoy every level. So you are now level 3. You are 1 XP short of level 4, and you get 2 things. You get to roll for hit points for Darius, and you get to allocate 1 expertise point. So go ahead and roll for hit points.
Yeah. So hit points first, a D4, and then I have a +1 to my con.
Sweet. What'd you get?
I rolled a 3.
Nice.
+1, so I have 4 additional hit points. That brings me up to a total of 13 hit points for that character.
Sweet. And where do you want to put your expertise point?
I'm going to put that into. Wait, I need David's advice for this, David. So obviously I'm invisible, right? Yeah. So hide in shadows, probably not the most useful, but for dungeoneering, hear noise would probably be the most useful. But to go along with the invisibility, move silent would be the most useful. I'm kind of like this. And remember, I'm going to get another point pretty much at the end of this session. So I'll be able
What's
to.
What's your climb? Just out of curiosity, not that never too much. 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6. It's max.
So you're strong. So I would go.
I would vote listening.
If you are trying to discern a noise in a dungeon, there are many ways in which you might use your intelligence to do so prior to rolling for it. So I think move silently functionally is more useful than listen, unless you imagine yourself just listening all the time, in which I think Ted is right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we do listen all the time, but here's why I think, right?
Move silent, baby.
Move silent, yeah, because
you're an assassin.
Exactly. When you like the whole reason why you got to assassinate Blondveg was because you were a flying invisible, death wraith, right? And right now, if I'm like tripping over my feet and hitting sticks and all the rest of that shit, they're going to hear something. So I'm going to do the +1 move silent.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Great. So what does it put your move silent at?
That puts my move silent at 2 and 6.
Okay, cool. 33% chance. Fantastic. Next up, Breggy. Breggy goes just a straight up levels up to level 2.
Yeah.
So
no real change. I think it's a D6, right?
For hit points, I think dwarves are D8, right? Am I wrong? D8.
Oh, you're right. It's a D8.
Yep. Do you have a con bonus?
I gotta look. I only have 1 character to be pulled up at a time.
Oh, a 7. Nice.
Oh, 7. Good rolls. Yeah, baby.
Well done.
And I think he does have a con bonus. What team is he on?
C team.
C team.
So complicated. All right. I'm going to be really excited just to have this whole mosh gone. No con bonus, but I got a dex bonus. But that will raise my hit points up to 12.
Fantastic. Okay. That's great. Yeah. So that is the leveling up. In the morning, or I should say after the rest, I need to know the spells of a great many people. So let's start with Matt's people first. So give me Avaricios's and Elizabeth's memorized spells.
Gotcha. Okay. Anticipating that there might be a little trouble, just possible. He's going to load up 2 rounds of Cure Light Wounds for his 2 level 1 spells. For his 2 level 2 spells, he's going to do Hold Person and Silence. For his level 3, he's going to do Locate Object. And for his level 4 spell, Sticks to Snakes.
All right. We got the full loadout. Nice.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth.
Okay, Elizabeth is going to pack Entangle, Fairy Fire. What else did I have for her? 2 more. Come on. Just 1 more. And Obscuring Mist for her level 2 spell.
Obscuring Mist. Okay, cool. And also during that rest period as well, unfortunately, Elizabeth's massive muscles go back to normal after her heroic heaving of the bolt of the rock barrel.
That was awesome.
Okay, and now I need to know Lothar's. No, Lothar's still level 1?
Yeah, Lothar is like, I think 200 or 300 short.
Okay, so to David, we have Upior and Mesophase. So what are your memorized spells for those guys?
For Upior, I think I will... I guess I will keep Skull Speech.
Skull Speech, okay.
And Mesophase, I am going to... You know what? I'm going to keep Floating Disc. I'm going to keep both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, that's really good.
That's really good.
It is really good.
For Upior, I could do Decay instead, which is interesting but contextual. For
Floating
Mesophase,
Disc, a lot of
I could do
cool
Magic.
cards.
I could do Magic Missile or Shield, which are both great, but Floating Disc is better. Let the entire OSR community hear me now. Floating Disc is better than Magic Missile.
No, that's a no-brainer. Let's see. Okay, so during that time, going back to Upior, let's see. I'm finding us. It's a big level. I got to scroll a lot to get to the get to the proper thing here. Where are they?
I think it was like halfway.
Okay, yes. So during that rest period, was it Upior? Upior was the one that, that was Upior. So Lara Keem was entranced back then by your association with death, right?
Sure.
So she seems disturbingly attracted to what arcane magic you are in touch with, right?
Sure.
She herself has no experience in that, which is why she is so thirsty for knowledge. But as you're relaxing, she does offer you trades if possible. So we can make this really, really simple. We can just David popped out again. I know you're there, David, but we could do a 1-for-1 trade basically. So we can do like, she'll give you a level 1 for a level 1 sort of thing. And you've only got level 1s, right? So let's see. So she's a witch doctor sort of person. She actually has like a mix of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how much crossover there will be, but I'm crossing my fingers. So.
Is there let's see. I don't know if the thing is like she's not the necromancer spell list is like very, very specific.
It's very esoteric, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of either it's impossible or it's a education thing, I think. Adjudication rather.
Yeah.
Like as a witch doctor, what is her technical class? Is she a magic user? Is she like a druid magic user? Like,
she's a monster, so it's like it doesn't equate like that in this edition.
Is there anything vaguely deathly? I don't know.
Let's see. I'm just trying to see. These are also Osric spells, so I have to kind of see if there's equivalents. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say that does not have to be your approach to this. If there's no direct correlation between 2 spell books, but you don't want to reject it outright, which you have every right to do, by the way. If you're like, well, it doesn't overlap, it's fine. I'm okay with that. If you want to do that, we could just roll as I would if I was rolling spells and see if there's like information traded, right? So I could roll what do we roll, like a D6 or so, a D12 or something like that? And it could be like a randomization thing. I'm not saying that's the way you should do it. I'm just saying if it makes your life easier, it's a suggestion.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Let's see.
Okay, if you say no as well. Altogether.
Okay. Well, one thing that she can offer you, if you don't have it already, she has protection from evil. That is on your spell list. Do you want that?
Don't have protection from evil. So yeah.
Okay. She also has. The problem is the way that they have it listed here. I can't tell if it's like a cleric or a magic user spell. Anyways, this is what she's got.
I'll bring up Necro. Okay, sorry.
She's got Cure Light Wounds, Resist Fear. Resist Fear, Protection from Evil. I think those are the first level ones. Augury, Chant, Resist Fire, Dispel Magic. And then she's also, and I guess her highest level spells is she's got Dancing Lights, Shield. No, that can't be higher level. Dancing Light, Shield, Ventriloquism, Invisibility, and Scare.
Yeah, none of those but Protection from Evil, unless Scare is on my list elsewhere, which
Scare seems like it should be on there.
It feels like it should be, but I don't. I see Fear.
I think that's more like an illusionist thing.
Yeah, I think
Can you say she's a witch doctor?
Okay, so
does the witch doctor have that ting tang walla walla bing bang spell?
Oh my
yeah.
God, is that
all right,
racist?
So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but here's the deal. Write down the spells. It's impossible for you to actually be able to study the spells to know them for the next day, because you basically have to spend almost the entire time to learn them. And then we're going to have to make rolls later to see if you actually have the intelligence to actually write them into your spell book.
Okay, for sure.
John,
but just write them down for posterity. Yeah.
Question about Larakim. Would she be willing to be one of the 20 goblins that comes with us?
No, they're in bad shape.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Good question, but
couldn't hurt to ask.
Fair question, but yeah, they're exhausted and they don't want to do anything but relax for a little while. Yeah, Mike.
Fair.
So I have this belt of dwarven kind on Breggy, which is a bit of an overlap
It's
and a waste.
on me now, but you already gave it to me. It's on Misophase now, but you can give it to anyone else you want it to.
Well, what I was thinking is both Mort and Avaricios have con penalties, and if we give it to one of them, it's a bonus of like 5 or 6 hit points.
Yeah, if you just want to take away the gift you gave me, I guess we could do that.
Look at Ted's face.
I'm sure we could do that.
It belongs to the girl we rescued. She's here.
She's there. Yeah,
Lyda.
Lyda is there. Yeah.
Lyda. Yeah.
For sure. The character I'm definitely not going to kill in the next session.
Oh, what?
But David, you get a con bonus because of it too, right?
I do. But also, I'm totally fine. I needed a lot less than anyone else, so I'm very happy to give it to a character who's going to be in the fray more. I was just giving you shit. So,
yeah.
I have
had it written on Breggy's sheet. I just didn't update it, I guess.
No, you're fine. I mean, I have a 15 con. It just gave me an additional bonus because I have a low HP max. But who has a con penalty or has the worst con penalty? Because that's who should.
Both Av and Mort have a -1 to their hit points from that. Mort's got an artifact.
Mort's got the so does Av.
Yeah, and it gives you it only gives you a +1 to con, right? So I still don't get any additional.
Yeah, but you only need to get up to 9, right? Don't you get up to 9 and you lose your penalty?
No, he is at what? Oh yeah, he's 8. Oh yeah, he is 8. That's kind of low.
Yeah.
Well, he would. You ready for that? Yeah. Okay, I'll be right there.
I mean, he's a 6th level cleric with 15 hit points. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a 6th level character with 15 hit points.
I'm crying for him too. Oh, I'm so sad for this 16 hit point character. I'm kidding. Yeah,
and Mort's a melee character with like 15 hit points, so it's kind of like.
I think who jumps into the fray more, Mort?
I mean, Av's only got the one hand, so you know. All
right, you guys got to decide between you though, because we're gonna waffle too much otherwise. So
I'd say give it to Mort personally.
Yeah, this is actually we're at our first break period, anyways. I think Matt's probably got to go tuck in the kid. So why don't we take a quick break and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. We've got the names up of the official PC party going forward for now until they return back to this exact place where they can switch out from now. So we have Darius, Misophase, Avaricios, and Mort, with Yost as Mort's retainer and Elizabeth as Vibricios, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, I now hand it over to you guys. You can, during your resting time, as long as you don't do anything strenuous like Upior was doing with Larakim, you can do stuff and plan stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, assuming I don't want to take too long with it, but this is where you would sort of formulate your plan. You guys already have a plan, so why don't you tell us what you guys plan to do at 11 p.m. whenever you wake up refreshed and ready to go?
Go, Matt, go.
Okay, we got this. We got this, guys. Here's our plan. We're going to go up the pyramid. We are going to go down the pyramid. We have to cross that river, but the last place that we saw that dragon was right across the bridge. And it makes sense. It was good strategy on their part to try to park a dragon to watch that, because that's the only safe route across the river. So our plan is to go up north of that a little bit, not cross over the safe bridges and get eaten by a dragon, but go up to the broken bridge that's a little bit south of the broken head. Use grappling hook, ropes to get across the river up there. And then we're going to skirt around to the north, because we know where the exit from the underground caves is, near where the cave bear is. We're going to arch up there. We're going to wave to the cave bear, but not stop. And we're going to keep arching down above ground until we're going to come down from the north to the gladiatorial school from that direction.
And how long is this going to take us, Matt?
I have no idea anymore. the time works out just, it's perfect.
This is
perfect. We calculated it.
I got it, but is this the Great Northern Loop thing that we were talking about?
Yeah, okay. This is the great northern loop that we talked about.
Okay, so that it depends on what your rate of speed is, and it also depends on if it's clear sailing. So assuming clear sailing, no interruptions in this very extremely dangerous, long forgotten ruins, everything just goes dandy in the middle of the night, and you're moving at top speed at a 120. It would take you 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah. If you're moving at a slow speed like 60. It would take you 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay.
I think that our plan was stripped down to get to a 120 movement. So plan on that.
We can do
that. That is also not including the time that it takes to get across the bridge. If the bridge can even be crossed. So 11 p.m. It is nighttime. It is go time. According to what you.
Sorry, Matt. Sorry, John. David's waving his hand frantically.
Just because there's downtime here while everyone is planning, what is the duration of time that it would take for Mysophase to look at Ren's spellbook and try to copy a spell or two?
I'm not sure.
I thought that was days. I thought it was like literally.
I think it's days, but I just want to confirm.
Not overnight.
Give me one moment, and I'll look it up. Okay, so we don't have a rule for that, so we're deferring for now. But we'll figure it out later. Okay,
right,
so
I bet you got a rule for Oculus, though, John.
Yeah, what are you doing for Oculus?
Well, so I'm imagining Yost is lying there, and that sword's looking at him, and he's looking at the sword, and he finally gets too curious for his own good, and he picks it up.
Okay. All right.
Touching me, touching you. You're gonna see Ren's visions, baby. It's gonna be brief,
Sweet Oculus. Two-handed sword never seemed so good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think when Ren picked it up, it only went like one guy back, right? Like you didn't get multiple visions.
It may just be Ren's memories. You pick up a sword, then you die miserably.
Okay, so who's picking it up?
Yost.
Yost, what is Yost's alignment?
Yost's alignment is law.
Okay, great. Okay, so what is his strength plus wisdom?
27.
Ooh.
27? Okay.
To be an NPC in this game.
Good old Yost.
But
is he at,
plus wisdom is 12.
is he at full hit points?
He is no.
Okay, roll 1d4.
What's that?
Roll 1d4.
All right. Well, I wish I had thought of the hit point thing before I started picking things up. Okay. 4. That doesn't sound good.
Okay, so and you said your strength plus wisdom is what? 27?
Yeah.
27 minus 4 is 23. Okay. Okay, 23. Okay.
The sword's in charge of Yost now.
Yeah, you're okay. So yeah, you take off the covering off of Oculos, and immediately Yost's mind is that it attempts to wrest control of Yost. But Yost, you are strong in both mind and body, and you with barely a thought, you're like, no, I am the master, and and you maintain control, or you take control of Oculos. Immediately, you're infused with all of Oculos' sensory abilities. And yeah, you now are the bearer of Oculos.
Sweet. And apart from being a two-handed sword with sensory abilities, does it have anything else?
Give me one moment and I will look. Okay, sorry about all the stops and starts. So Oculos does what, guys?
Okay, so what David just told me is that it's a +2 two-handed sword, and at will, I can command the sword to detect evil or detect invisible in a 10-foot radius.
Yes.
10-foot radius. And it has an intelligence of 13 and a will of 4. And it makes me dream of Onweir, you said? Is that what it was?
You know, it's a very strange feature. We don't really know why. Some sort of arcane connection between, you know.
First.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
All right.
Carry out the plan. Matt. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I think we bid our fond farewells. We leave. We promised one kind of hostage, and we left about 20. But we're loaded up light. We're ready to go. We head up the stairs.
Okay, so the goblins are a little bit disappointed that you still don't plan to go see the king. But the deal's a deal. You gave them the 20 golems, and so the whole troop goes marching up the pyramid stairs as you exit out the top after an hour. So we're starting at 11 p.m. By the time you actually emerge out into the open, it is midnight. Okay. Your window of opportunity for to do operations here for whatever you plan to do, if you're basing it upon trying to do shit before the main cohort arrives with its 3 oxen-led wagons from the Broken Head to the school to take all of that treasure away. You have an opportunity window of about 9 hours right now. They plan to leave the Broken Head at 7 a.m. dawn, and it'll take them about 2 hours, provided that nothing happens to them, going the long way around across the 2 bridges, over the western wall and to the school. So they should arrive at around 9 a.m. So you have about 9 hours, most of which will be dark. Okay, so you emerge up at the top. The goblins are super excited to see you again. They've got their torches out, and they have their patrols out into the city right now that is basically trying to collect food and things like that. But they love the whole notion. They don't know exactly what you're doing, but whenever you come up with like 20 like pretty heavily armed goblins, they're super excited. Like, you know, amazing, like what's going to happen. And they tell you, so before you go down, as you're about to exit it down the stairs, they point up at the sky and they say, "Look, he roams." And you see occluding some of like the starlight at various points is very tough to see because it's so dark out there, right? Is you see a massive winged form, and they point around in other places of the sky, and we don't know where they are, but his servants roam as well. Oh. Something has disturbed him. He usually doesn't fly at night.
Oh, great!
Be careful.
I think a halfling has been up to something somewhere in his hoard. That's probably
we sure we don't want to burn down the Broken End.
Don't burn down the Broken End.
It could be ours in one night, you guys.
I will tell you that the thing we did not factor on were the wyverns. We didn't even think
I know.
It's fine.
Well, okay. We got, we're a large party, but we can be very sneaky if we need to be. Right?
Yeah.
We can like the only light source that Av has, he can, is his holy symbol right now. So he can like cup that and cover that so that it only shines down around his feet.
I hate that I'm asking this, John, but what phase is the moon in? So,
I don't know. It's a normal nighttime.
Very.
But what you know about most monsters, do you think that the light of the moon is really going to matter?
No, I'm wondering about if it's helping us navigate rather than them. I'm not worried about them seeing us.
You aren't? You're not worried about that?
No, of course I'm worried about that, but that's not the point of this question.
Gotcha.
The point of this question is can we see? If the moon is full, then we would be able to see fairly well without torches and light. Right? We're not in a heavy forest.
You're going to need light to navigate safely.
Okay, we're hosed.
Unless you're
no.
Mort doesn't care.
Well, what if
21 goblins?
What if we do this?
21 goblins.
Yeah, what if we do this? We each buddy up with the goblin to hold our hand, right? They can see all right.
Here's what I'll say. I don't want to wheedle too much, but I do a little bit. First comment, tangential. Don't worry, Mike. Only like 2 of us are over 3 feet tall, so we're fine. We'll just kind of lay atop them, and it'll be kind of like a lemming situation where they scurry us, across the plane. Second thing I'll say is, which I do think, and I'm gonna be the annoying guy who's done a lot of night hiking here. Sources of light like the guard tower and the Broken Head Inn will be very visible on an open plane. So whether we can see a lot in our immediate sense in terms of like tripping over rocks and shit like that, or like stirring up a bear or whatever, something to attack us, we would see for like it to the degree of miles, both the tower and the Broken Head, if it isn't occluded by another shape. So in terms of orienting ourselves in terms of general directions, we would see that if it isn't a foggy night, for instance, right? Like, John can disagree with this functionally. What's more important is
all I want to know is what's your goal? What are you attempting to do by talking about this?
Well,
I think he's trying to not draw attention to us by having torches is what it sounds like.
That we should
travel. I'm just going to tell you right. I'm going to tell you right now. The dragon can see you. It has infravision. It can see you as bright points of light.
Sure.
So that said, does anything else matter?
No. Let's just go.
So go.
I think the thing that concerns me is not that the dragon sees us, but that the like Burning Head, Cadre sees us. No,
right?
Yeah, we are going to pass reasonably close to the Broken Head on the other side of the river. But like if someone was out watching across the river, they'd see a trail of torches go by, and they'd say, "What the hell is that?"
It's a sizable enough force that would cause suspicion. So it would be like one person has a torch and not 20. Might be one way we'd solve that, right? Right. And then just have like a line of contact, like Matt suggested, where everyone's like hand on shoulder kind of thing.
I'll say it's bright enough. I'll say it's bright enough that you don't need torches and lanterns.
Okay.
Well, also, I mean, remember we have Av's light thing, so that emits much less heat than a torch would, so it could be more subtle.
I think John's point, though, Matt, is that the dragon's infravision is potent enough that it just sees us 20 goblins walking across the field. But my other point would be too, and then we should move on, is I actually think carrying torches outside would actually fuck up your night vision like really bad and make it harder to see. So anyway, he said we don't need torches. Let's just move on, guys. We're going to do the plan anyway, right?
Yep, pretty much.
And I think we can duck in. I mean, there are ruins. There are ruins. Oh, look at John's face. There are ruins between us and where we're going, right? We can duck in and out. We can keep an eye up, right? We can see the dragon, there's stars out there. We can tell if there's a shape coming nearby. Keep an eye out and, duck in the ruins.
Let's make a beeline for the forest and hope that it doesn't see us. Come on. Let's go. I want to die before 10 o'clock tonight. Let's do this.
So you're not adjusting your course at all. You're heading pretty much you're going to hew to the river, and then you're going to basically go all the way up north to the Shattered Bridge as fast as you possibly can.
The Shattered Bridge. Because I think the dragon's just going to keep a closer watch on the bridge where people would be crossing.
Okay, so you head out and down, you move quickly as quickly as you can. What is your movement rate?
120.
My guys are at 120.
Everyone has to be at 120. Is that the case? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's see. We are at the pyramid to the bridge is going to take a single turn. Hustling along the banks. You can easily tell as you move along the banks themselves that, as you've known before, that the roaring swift river comes by you there at a rapid pace, and your dread mounts as you think to yourself that what we're attempting to do is going to cross that over a broken span, because you look at that and you see your deaths within. But that's the deaths below. Down on top, or I should say up on top, you do indeed hear the walloping of wings in the air close by as something huge and dark flies above you.
Okay.
Can we hide in any? Are there any ruins nearby that we can duck in?
Yeah. I suppose there might be. I mean, the place is kind of scattered with ruins all over the place. Do you attempt to go into those ruins?
Yup.
Okay, you go into the ruins. You attempt to hide.
I think we should try to hide.
Outside, you hear a thunderous boom, and all of you are sort of knocked off your feet a little bit. You just like and wind just blows into the ruins, scattering stones all around, and you hear a deep, gravelly, horrible voice say, come out, little piggies.
Little piggies.
Or I'll blow your house down.
All right.
Why has the dragon got to be a dick? I don't understand.
Fear rolls over you. And I need everyone except for Avaricios to make a saving throw versus spells.
Oh,
this is not my strong point, guys.
No one's strong point.
No, but I have a -2 for spells. Oh, holy shit! I rolled a 17.
I rolled a 3.
Dice. Where'd my dice roll go? Here it is.
John, I actually made it even with my -2 wisdom.
Okay.
Oh, I failed.
Okay. Yost.
Yost. Yeah, sorry. Yost.
Elizabeth.
Oh, I forgot to Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yost also fails.
Elizabeth.
He cries a little bit too.
Hers is 16. Oh, that's a big fail. She rolled a 2.
Okay, so only Darius made it, and Avaricios didn't have to roll. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
All right. So
fair.
the dragon fear rolls over you. It is intense and like nothing you've ever felt. The closest that some of you have felt was the fear creature from down below. But it's much more intense, and you basically your bowels turn to absolute water. And you are quivering in fear in the little patches of cover that you're able to find, and you are unable to talk or negotiate and do anything except huddle or run as far as you can in the opposite direction of that dragon. Those are your two choices. So
Huddle.
Darius and Avaricios, who are able to maintain their composure, are being beckoned outside by Crosternisterex, the great green dragon.
Right. What do we do, Matt? I mean, it's either talk to it or it's game over. Like, it's either we make a deal or this whole plan is shot and we should just like go back to the goblins and just say, fuck it, we're going to go buy you some gear and just move on from there.
We've got to talk to it. John, I have no idea as a player. Why did Avaricios not have to roll? I don't know. Would he know?
He's high enough level.
Ah. All right.
So, John, can we do this?
Can you get eaten?
Matt, what about this? I still have my disguise ability as an assassin. Do I disguise myself as a member of the Wine Dark cohort?
You don't have the time,
man.
Just pull out a cloak.
It's gonna take you a minute.
I literally can just pull out a cloak for like the Wine Dark cohort cloak or like a jerkin or whatever.
You have that on you? If you have time, you could cobble something together, Mike. But you could take the time if you want to make the dragon wait.
Oh, maybe not. All right. All right.
I'm not trying to squash your character abilities, but I mean realistically, like the dragon's come out.
God damn it! I thought having a magic artifact bag would just be like, here's a disguise kit here. So
you're resourceful.
Anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this, baby. We got this, man. We can talk our way out of this.
We've got to talk. So we tell everyone, okay, stay still. We're going to negotiate our debts. I mean, our safe passage.
Okay.
So Avaricious will call out. Great. How do you Krasternix? What's his name?
Just call it your Dreadlord or something.
You can call him Kraz, and just we'll pretend that you said the whole name.
Okay. Great and powerful Kraz. I appreciate your willingness to speak. I am Avaricious of Epirenus. I appreciate the audience. I humbly ask for your safety while I appeal to you.
Okay. So he hears your voice, and you just hear like a low, just like a deep inhalation and exhalation from beyond the ruins. No answer. Just
Your power is legend, and we approach humbly before your greatness. And he'll step out, probably to his doom, and bow greatly.
Okay. His Dar is coming as well.
I mean,
you don't have to. What I'm saying is you have free will, so you can.
I know, John. So now the question is do I just make myself go invisible and run away? I will step out with him, but I will stay like maybe about 5 to 10 feet behind him.
Okay.
And off to maybe about 10 feet to the left, so that hopefully I'm not caught in the cone.
Sure. Like that safety measure. Okay, so you emerge outwards. Actually, all of you, including you guys who are scared as well. There is a distinct acrid smell in the air, almost like a chlorine is sort of the smell that sort of there, right? And when you emerge, the two of you, your entire sight in the darkness, basically. And it's a little bit backlit by the fires from the pyramid and maybe the fires from the North Tower as well. It's basically dominating. Basically sitting on its haunches is a huge, massive, green tinted dragon, wings folded at its side. It has it's ancient, and you can tell as not only by its size but by the fact that it has like long tendrils. Like basically drooping off of its chin, like almost like a beard that just sort of sweeps, from side to side. It has massive horns that are ivory in the light that are swept back low and back along its back, almost like a. It's actually, I'm sorry, not low and back. It sort of goes high and then back like is that an ibex? Is that the name? Ibex? Yeah, like that. Like
or close enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And huge, massive nostrils that are flaring, basically, and it brings its serpentine head down, like right at your level, without moving the rest of its body, and it exhales on you. Your hair blows back, and it's just a wretched stench of poisonous, like chlorine gas from deep within its body, just sort of pours over you. It's like, and you're just like, oh God, Yeah, David.
Is it fair to say, in my abject terror, because I do have fear, that much like a person irrationally hiding from an atom bomb in these ruins, Mysophaes would be basically like getting into the rubble and like trying to submerge themselves under. Basically, what I want to be doing is like scrambling down, getting under rocks, maybe stacking some time, like doing anything I can to shield my body.
Yes.
From the fear of some sort of blast.
Yeah.
So I'm basically like digging under and stacking rocks and rubble above myself and burrowing as much as I can, like a mole right now.
Yep, that's fine.
In terror.
Yep.
Okay.
That's totally legit. Yep. Okay. So he kind of comes down and he goes, "You, I know, I have heard of you." And he's like, and he turns his head sideways. So like one big whale eyes just like peering at you, just you, Avaricios, is what he's looking at. "I have heard of you. You are one of the leaders of this AV club."
Ooh, big time.
Andreas looks at him. I tell you, I am so honored to be heard of by someone as great and powerful as you. I'm humbled. I'm humbled that you know of someone as lowly as I am.
As you should be. Your group has something that is mine, and I greatly desire it back. It is.
Oh, what? I'm absolutely shocked to hear this. This is unacceptable. You tell me what it is, and I will do everything I can to make this right.
It is a rod, golden in color, plain looking. My servants, and he swoops up his head and looks around and like growls in anger, lost it at some point far in the past, and word has reached me that you now are in possession of it. Give it to me, and I will let you live.
We don't have it on us now.
Oh my!
Yeah, hold on.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna find it.
I know Njal has it. Njal has it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and he obviously looks like him, like in shock. I cannot believe that is yours. This is such good news. We found that so long ago. We had no idea what that thing was. Really, and it belongs to the great Kraz. Oh my gosh, this is. I tell you what, we didn't know what to expect tonight, but this is probably the very best news.
He exhales in your face, and he's like, "You talk far too much. I may decide to devour you just because you are so annoying." And
wow. Wow.
Do you have the rod?
I have it in the pyramid right there. Can we send some guys to go get it for you? They'll be back in well, we got to go down, come back up. It'll be about an hour.
2 hours.
Maybe
down,
2
up.
hours. An hour to go down, an hour to come back up. But absolutely, yes, we have it. We'll get it for you.
Very well. There is something else I have heard that you have laid claim to. A great and vast hoard of valuable coins from the ancient Arcontian Empire.
Of course.
I desire this as well. Now,
The whole hoard?
yes.
I want a nice sidebar with Matt here and just like
That's in front of the dragon.
no, not in front of the dragon.
No, you can't do that.
I want to speak player to player, not character to character. Matt, you need to try and find out what kind of deal Estelle made with them, because there's no point in anyone doing any of this if they're giving him the whole hoard.
I want to point out one thing also to sidebar out of character. Saying yes and going into the pyramid and never coming back is the only way any of us live. Unless we want to bring this back. So this is the greatest gift that John has ever given a lot of us.
So
if he agrees to let us go to try to retrieve this, it just means we can't come back up, which is another problem. But like,
okay, so
give it to him.
Okay, I'm not gonna draw his speech, but basically this is the way it goes with him. Okay, he is telling you, he basically informs you that he has been made aware that this hoard exists. He knows around where it is. He knows that it's at the gladiatorial school. He also knows that he himself physically cannot get to it. So he really needs people who are capable of bringing that treasure out. So he knows that you know that the Wine Dark cohort has been hired to bring this stuff out, and he greatly desires, and he like looks really seriously at you. He wants them to succeed in bringing out all of that money. All right. And he says, if you interfere with that operation in any way, if every last coin of that is not brought out by the Wine Dark cohort, your lives are completely forfeit. And you look into his eyes, and it's an absolute certainty. All right, that it does not matter what you would do. He's bargaining from a position of extreme power, right? So yeah, that's what he's saying. So he says, I know that you greatly desire it as well, but that treasure is mine. Do not mess with the Wine Dark cohort bringing it out.
Go ahead, David.
David is itching to say something.
Could have fucking killed Estelle. It's fine. Two. This is a blessing and a curse, guys. It's a really meaningful option that we're being provided here in my mind, which is the two things they're requiring from us are in two different directions, obviously. It's clear that the Wine Dark cohort's going to get fucking maimed.
No, they're bringing the treasure to the dragon.
Are you certain of that?
I'm not 100% certain, no, but
exactly. Either they're bringing it to the dragon, or the dragon is waiting for them to emerge with it so it can take it from them. In either case, we're not emerging with it above ground.
No.
So what's occurring here in my mind is, essentially a galvanizing moment that says we can't come back above ground if we want to keep any of these things and not align with the dragon. Which means we can't interrupt with the Wine Dark or interfere with the Wine Dark, nor can we like emerge from the pyramid without the golden rod, without this dragon showing up and going, fuck you, where's the thing I asked for, in a very gravelly jungle voice that's very sexy. Which is to say that we can do both of those things, but also we can not do either of those things and just commit to not coming back up for a while until we're ready to approach it differently. But I think that is a big decision juncture we're hitting. I don't want us to like talk to death about it, but I just wanted to point that out. Right.
No, I think you have good points.
Yeah.
I'm curious if I want to know, is the Wine Dark cohort bringing the treasure to him, or is the supposition that the dragon's going to mug the shit out of them, shake them down for their milk money, and then like take it all? Because if the Wine Dark cohort is bringing it to him, which seems weird because Estelle went and told him about this whole thing yesterday, right? So if they're hired to do this for the dragon, what are they being paid, and why can't we get paid that same amount?
What if we, okay, I'm just spitballing here. What if we offer, because the treasure, right, whatever, an ally in this dragon would be amazing. What if we offer right now to go bring that treasure up and give it to him? Then he does, because the Wine Dark we can tell him, how do you know you can trust the Wine Darks? They could come and attack you. Look at us. We can't hurt you. Let us go bring it up and let us give it to you. We can do it right now.
I don't disagree, but I don't disagree. I genuinely think that's an interesting option. I'm just throwing in thoughts, right? Doing that, depending on if the Wine Dark, anyone else shows up, does like have a the War of Five Kingdoms vibe, right? I'm getting a real End of the Hobbit vibe from this, which is incredibly exciting, and I fully support. But all I'm getting at it is we should be aware that like us offering to be agents of him, we should exchange, if that's the deal, some serious leverage from him over Estelle and Kronos and the Wine Dark or whatever, right? If we're agreeing to do this for them, that's a big favor, right? I don't know. Maybe it's not. They don't care. They're going to kill us otherwits. But
I guess my point about that is I find it really hard that we're going to be able to get any kind of significant leverage on the dragon, because it's almost at the level of Deus Ex Machina, right? Like whatever that dragon wants to happen is going to fucking happen. And it's really hard. But here's the cool thing about that. The Wine Dark cohort and Estelle and Kronos, if the dragon mugs the Stellan or the Wine Dark cohort, it's real easy to go find the survivors of the Wine Dark cohort and be like, Estelle and Kronos fucking sold you out. And we saw it happen. That's
one other thing I'll say, because I think what you just said is really important. Sorry, go ahead, Ted, you first.
Didn't she take Wine Dark cohort with her to meet with the dragon? Like See, 4 guys.
You're right. That one dude. But that one dude who was shifty.
Cyrus.
Yeah. Here's the other thing I'll say, which is the supposition that you just made, Mike, which is very good, is that there's little, both for us and in general on this plateau, that could create leverage for a dragon whose power far outsizes any humanoid that we're aware of.
Right.
So the question we have to be asking ourselves right now is, what could Estelle and Kronos possibly offer a dragon to assuage its fury here? And then maybe all the loot from traveling adventurers that they're just taking straight to the dragon. But then the question is, are they making any profit? What are the relations at play here now that make the burning head? I keep calling it the burning head because I want to burn it down. I guess it's Freudian. The broken head exists at all, right? In a scenario in which the dragon and all their wyverns could just fucking wipe the plane, right? Which is exciting. It's a very exciting question.
So it's exactly
what you're saying, Mike.
This is a good point to take our second break as you ruminate on that kind of stuff, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. All right, so you were still discussing your negotiation with the dragons, who was waiting on your every word. So
I think, Matt, you just got to go with this, man. You just got to negotiate something.
Matt, can you try and pin down if the Wine Dark cohort is working for him and see if we can work for him instead? Maybe that's like our next step.
Okay. Yeah. I think that it would be easy enough to, inquire of him how much he actually trusts these Wine Darks to deliver for him. They're a very powerful force, or they could be, a sticky, dangerous meal, if they were decide to turn on him and, keep some of this treasure for themselves.
I would add to that, Matt, that this may be, whether it's something you say explicitly now, this may be a good seeding phase if we plan to ally with the goblins and there's any makeup change in this whole space. That, like, if we with the goblins are helping them get this, we're making inroads at a possibility in the future that the goblins are on his side, right? So if we ever worry about Estelle or Kronos as like his ally, if the goblins are his ally, does he need them anymore, right? Like, there's some interesting possibilities there.
I don't want to work for you.
And we know the goblins are going to spread everywhere, so that helps us, right? Like, anyway, it's something to think.
Yeah. So I would kind of take that avenue of discussion with him. How can you trust that these Wine Darks are really going to, deliver to you what is due to you? And could, we would be honored to try to do that instead. Let us work for you. We don't mind. We'll bring that up for you.
Is that what you tell him in so many words?
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell him that in so many words?
Wait, Matt, play on his like evil dragon nature and be like, the reason why we are after it in the first place is because one of our colleagues betrayed us and we want revenge. And we'll take that revenge as our payment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Payment so
I would explain. Yeah.
Payment for what?
I guess all we want is revenge. He can have all the gold, right? I feel like dragons are very transactional. I feel like he'll understand why we're doing this if it gets us our chance at revenge at the person who betrayed us. Does that make sense?
Even more important than the gold that we were after is our revenge against this one little guy who betrayed us.
Okay, so from the dragon's point of view, an ancient creature. It's been here since the Arcontian Empire was at its height, or at least, right? And he looks at he kind of views what you're kind of telling him as, to put it bluntly, as faintly ridiculous. He will, the only thing, and he's very blunt with you, the only thing I need you ridiculous creatures for is to get the gold out from underground, which I cannot get. The moment it is all out, it's mine. It doesn't matter what deals I have made with the Wine Dark cohort or Estelle and Kronos, and it certainly doesn't matter what deals that you are offering me. They pose no danger to me at all. If they betray me, I will destroy them and I will take what is mine. I'm going to take what is mine no matter what. They don't know that, but their lives are completely forfeit, and I am taking it all because it's all mine. And that's the way it's going to be, basically, is how he kind of comes down on it. He goes, I don't care about your revenge. What I want from you, if you want to continue living, what I'm offering you is your lives, is that golden rod. That's what I want from you.
This is very fair.
Ask him what it's for.
I will offer something additionally, if just in case. I know that it is difficult for someone of your stature to go underground. If the golden rod is needed for something underground, and you need agents to take care of that, we would be happy to do that. I mean, quite frankly, he's wanted to talk to Kraz this whole time, and this is a good opportunity. And he's quite honest, like, I'd like this, and he wants to offer to, if that golden rod is useful for something underground, we would be willing to do that for him.
He looks at you and he kind of snorts with laughter, and he's like, useful? He goes, it's not useful. It's mine. That's all that matters. It's mine, and I want it back. Right? Yeah, that's basically what he tells you.
Okay.
It's a good answer.
This guy's not really interested in making any kind of deal other than fuck off or die.
He doesn't have to.
No deal, right?
Yeah.
He's the dragon.
Yeah. Like, to be clear, the only thing that he needs anybody for is to get it out off the ground, and he already has that wrapped up. He thinks, right? So that's
say R.I.P. to Varga right now.
Great Lord. And I'll say this: it was a great Lord, and I'll like bow and be like, what's yours is yours. Obviously, we just want to watch it. Can we watch what you do to see your magnificence in action? Would that be okay? We want to see the destruction that you wrought.
Oh yes,
when you retrieve what is yours from the Wine Dark cohort.
All I require is that you do not interfere. But but you are more than welcome to take a seat in the stands and watch the show.
Ask if we may go to the golden, or I can't get the name of the inn right. Tonight. The golden, the burning, the broken. Ask if we can go to the inn safely, so that we may watch. Perhaps
we got to go to the rod.
I know. Okay, so we're going back to the pyramid. Doesn't matter. We're going to the pyramid.
Yeah. And if we want to watch, we got to be up by the Glad School, right?
So
you're going to bring it up.
I'm not watching.
What he will say is that he'll give you 24 hours, and he tells you that he gives you 24 hours. So we'll say it's not really, it's a little bit past that, but by midnight tonight, right? So like there, 24 hours. You must meet him at the statue of Vul across the Bridge of Wisdom with the golden rod. And if you are not there by that time or earlier, he will hunt you down and make sure that you die horrible deaths with the golden rod. You got to be there. That sounds horrible.
Okay,
that's what he's demanding. So he understands and believes that you don't have it on you, because he just thinks that he's egotistical enough to know to think that you would not lie about it if it was actually on you. So that's the terms that he's giving you. He just assumes you accept them. But other than that, you are basically free to do what you want, as long as you agree to his face that you will not interfere with the Wine Dark cohort.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Here's what I think we got to do. We go get the rod. We come back. We go to the. Oh, all right. So
I'm not giving this dragon a rod. Straight up, not getting him a rod. I already gave Lyda the necklace back after all the hard work I put into getting us down to Cult of Arden. I'm not also giving up the rod that I found as well. this is something we should discuss at the pyramid.
All right, yeah. Just hear me out.
In other words, we're not gaining anything from giving him the rod in the immediate because he's already taking the hoard. The hoard is lost. We're done. We're not getting anything back from Codswallop.
Well, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm not saying. Yeah, go. You go, Ted.
So I know this is a little crazy, but we could get some of the hoard. We go to the cave bear. We go underground. We do not walk above ground towards the gladiatorial school. We go underground and arrive at the gladiatorial school from the other end. We fill our packs and we go back the same way. No one ever sees us get the gold. No one ever sees us near the gladiatorial school. But we could do it at the time allotted. We wouldn't get much of it. We could get some of it.
No, the dragon knows. We just told the dragon that the rod is in the pyramid and that we won't interfere with the hoard.
And then we head north.
If in full knowledge that they can see every move we do, we exit a bear cave with a bunch of large sacks and a floating disc filled with loot.
No. We come up in the broken head.
Yeah,
we go into the cave bear. We go down to the gladiatorial school. We fill our packs and we go and then we do not go back to the cave bear. We go to the broken head
from underground.
They don't know how much is in that. Yeah, they don't know how much is in that hoard.
Or you could take whatever you managed to sneak in. You could just disappear into the halls of Arden Vul and find somewhere else to put whatever you can. That is correct though. That's a viable plan because you do have that window of opportunity before the Wine Dark cohort goes down there, right? So like the dragon, Kraz does not know. Kraz has been told that there's a huge hoard. He has no reason not to believe it. But he doesn't know how much.
How much?
He just knows it's a ton.
25 is the same as 60 for him. He's just adding it to the pile, man. And here's the good thing about that dragon taking the money. It's really just a bank for us to get later because we are going to come back and kick that guy's ass. In about 15 levels or so, bro. I'm coming back. Spirit. You know.
I like Ted's thinking. I'm gonna offer not a counter offer, but a caveat.
Okay.
If I'm going to get the hoard and bring it up to the broken head with Cronus and Estelle and 20 goblins, I'm taking the broken head.
Take it.
Because we have 24 hours to bring the burning rod or the golden rod to the dragon. So even if we don't take the broken head, we are not returning to the broken head in 24 hours without bringing the rod to the dragon. Which means if we go get this hoard, we emerge without emerging out overland to the broken head. We stash the hoard in the broken head, I guess, in full knowledge that Estelle has a relationship with the dragon. We then leave to the pyramid without it, or we leave with it. We are now in the pyramid, and our retrieval of anything from the broken head is conditioned on us bringing the golden rod to the dragon, which means we are bringing the golden rod to the dragon, more valuable, it sounds like, than even the hoard. We're getting a partial portion of the hoard that is attached to the companions of the dragon, who we do not know that will not just go, hey, they brought the part of the hoard back to the inn. You should kill them anyway. We saw them. We're looking at it right now in our inn, right? Yeah. So for us to prevent that information leak, we need the goblins now to literally hold hostage Cronus and Estelle while we figure out our next move. Well, in other words, it's an escalating choice.
I should point out that as we understand it, the tunnel doesn't come up in the inn; it comes up in the stable.
Yes.
So we may be able to, hide, stash, disguise, or bury the stash before anyone even realizes we have it. The caveat will be that we will blow our cover when we come up in the stables. If there's anyone there, they'll know that we know about the tunnel, which I think we've hinted to them that we know about it, but they don't know for sure.
And again, we don't even have to bring it all back to the broken head. We can literally stash it somewhere in those tunnels down there.
Anywhere.
Yeah, guys,
I agree with all these, but again, what is the dragon thinking watching us not go to the pyramid, disappear, and emerge from the broken head in a different place than they expect?
He's thinking that we want to watch him wreck the Wine Dark cohort is what he's thinking.
Yeah. Here's what I was going to propose, right? Let's go and get the rod. We go down there, we get the rod, we come back up. Then we can go we can decide if we want to give it to him now, if we want to give it to him later. It doesn't matter. We're going to give it to him when we want to. But if we go then, because we've capitulated, right? We've agreed. So we go away from the gladiator school, like Ted was saying. We go away from it. We go up north. That's not where he knows that it is. We go north. We go into the cave bear. We have the rod so that we can give it to him whenever we want to, if we decide to do it, right? Then we go down there, get as much of the hoard as we want. We can put 500 of those coins, 5,000 gold in Leryl's sack, all by itself, right? Then we can hide some of it. We can collapse that little tunnel that leads to the bigger tunnels. So and then let the Windart cohort take the rest of it up to the dragon for them to get eaten and him have the rest.
All right, David goes first, and then I have something I want to say. But I bet you David and I are saying
I say this with the deepest love for everyone because I do adore you guys. Why are we in this position now?